Installation SIPP Node 400. Check the station. Where is the draining well, the gradient of the ground at the outlet, and the soil absorbency if no draining well is available. The SIPP Node 400 must not be in the way of other equipment. The outlet must not create ice patches when it's cold, and pumped out water must not be able to run back to the pit. When in doubt, check station drawings. Check and classify the pit status. If the pit is in poor condition, cancel the installation, comment on the installation protocol, and notify the customer. Never install and commission a unit where cleaning is necessary. Unscrew the wall bracket and remove the installation pole from the unit. Determine whether it is best to mount the unit standing on the rim or sitting on the wall or splinter using the wall mounting plate. Hold the wall bracket at the selected installation height or place the installation pole directly onto the rim. Mark the holes and then drill a 55 mm deep hole using a 10 mm concrete drill. Knock in an expansion bolt so that it bottoms and about 15 mm protrudes. Let the nut remain in place when the bolt is knocked in. Weigh and adjust if necessary with a hammer. Fasten the installation pole to the rim or the wall bracket. Fasten the unit to the installation pole using a 17 mm spanner. Check that the suction hose has enough room. If not, fit the unit higher up on the pole. Lower the suction hose into the draining well and measure how much it needs to be shortened by holding up the hose against the unit and looking at the fastening point for the hose. Shorten the outer casing to the required length. Be careful not to cut or damage the hose and the cables inside. Install by threading in the primer pump cable, followed by the suction hose and level sensor cable through the installation point in the unit. Cut the suction hose with a hose cutter to desired length and attach to the main pump. Connect level sensor cable with yellow marking, coil, and fasten with cable tie. Connect primer pump cable with blue marking, coil, and fasten with cable tie. Install the hose for dirty water, red, and air hose, gray. The length of these hoses should be short and must be directed back into the pit, but must not be directed back down into the suction cage. Install using double metal clips side by side, rather too many than too few. Note: be sure to get the right fall of runoff and that no siphon can be formed in the hose. The hoses must under no circumstances risk being submerged. Install the outlet hose, green. Make sure that the water cannot run back into the pit and that the ground around the outlet can accept the water. Fasten the hose with metal clips. The outlet hose must not be longer than 5 meters, and if the outlet needs to be longer, extend using a 12 mm transparent hose. Consider possible burial of drainage pipes or the possibility to lead the outlet to a draining well. Pull up the suction hose from the draining well. Clean up all rubbish from the installation. Photograph the installation, minimum from the front and tubing installation. The installation is now ready for commissioning. Electrical installation. The customer is responsible for carrying out the electrical installation. SIPP Node 400 is a permanently installed unit to be supplied with 230 volts AC and protected with 6 amps. Connecting the power cable is made to the unit's main switch. Light on indicates voltage to the switch. To turn on the power to the device, turn the switch from 0 to 1. For commissioning, use the template Installation Protocol for SIPP Node. Check the placement and installation of the unit. Configure and do the documentation in the IA warehouse. Enter substation name, litera and device litera. Measure the dimensions of the pit, the transformer oil volume, and enter the numbers in IA warehouse. Connect the computer to the service interface of the unit. Verify and document all points according to the installation protocol deployment phase by means of the service interface. Verify signal strength and temperature, and calibrate the level sensor. Lower the suction unit into the water and verify functionality of pump, solenoid valves, flow meter, measuring cell, and level sensor manually. Complete the commissioning by a hard reset. If the water level is over the threshold, the unit will automatically start a discharge. During the startup sequence, water will come out through the red and gray hoses. The unit verifies flow, leakage, and oil content during the startup. If everything is okay, water will be discharged through the green hose. The documentation, including installation protocol and photographs, should be filed. Information about the installation should be shared with the customer. The installation protocol should be signed and sent to the customer for approval.